Hey everybody, welcome to this week's reading on August 19th, 2018 to, I hope I can add, August 26th. Wow, are we, no, okay, I said it just once. So what I'm doing here is I'm kind of unboxing, but I'm also looking at my second edition here. This is the Hungarian deck, and no, I'm not going to do it in Hungarian, but I am of Hungarian descent, so I thought I would pull out the second edition, and just so you know, it's got a little pull thing. All right, and they really are in a tab, so we're gonna pull that plastic tab off. I hope it's easy. Now, just so you know, no, I won't be able to interpret from the book. This will not be a book interpretation today. But what I thought I would do, because these are going to be in order, I thought I would just pull out the yellow cards today, because we've just, as of today, August 19th, we're just leaving a Mercury retrograde. And just as a little warning, on a Mercury retrograde, things just don't straighten out right away. Sometimes they go haywire for a day or so. And don't get too excited this week, because there's still a bunch of other planets retrograding for another week or so. So we'll talk about them later. Today, what we're going to look at are the 7 cards in yellow in the third chakra. And obviously, it makes me want to speak in Hungarian now. This is Hungarian, and this means miracle. And this is also Hungarian. It means enlightenment. And this is the Hungarian word for joy. And this is prayer. Let me make sure you can see that. The image is quite peaceful too. If you just focus on the image for a moment, it just has a lot of peace, you know, sitting there with the country and the city, and just, the title of the fable is Cool Lemonade. And this is dissipating. And this is facade. And finally, this is abundance. So when we look at the 7 cards in the yellow chakra, we're looking at the third chakra. Now, what I want to say about that is that in your third chakra, that is your instinct. And everything in your third chakra is often motivated by the emotional second chakra. So this week, let's take a look at where you are in terms of your planning, in terms of where you're looking at your personal focus. And we're going to see what the chakra wisdom cards come up with in the yellow cards. And we're going to use my classic darkness, dawn, and light. I'm shuffling the cards. And as I shuffle the cards, I'm going to pull out 3 cards, and I like to put them out in front of me. One of the things that I suggest you do, if you're really into card reading and you enjoy reading cards, one of the things that I do when I'm reading is I will lay the cards in front of me just to get a vibrational energy. And for those of you that go to get your cards read, you'll sometimes go, what are you seeing? And it's not that we're seeing anything yet. We're trying to hone into what we are seeing. And it's almost like, ironically, it's almost like looking at them with a language you don't know yet. So when you look at the cards, and how ironic, I'm using the Hungarian deck this week, how ironic that when we look at these, we don't quite have a feel for it yet. You know, and I'm looking at, just if I say the words prayer, joy, and dissipating. So as I look at those, and as we pull together what this means, to me, and I do sometimes yawn a lot when I'm reading, so forgive me, one of the things that, and that's how the energy moves through me, you know, different people have energy moving through them different ways. One of the things I'm really seeing with the prayer card is just an energy of instinctual gratitude, that this week it won't feel as pressured. And that's something too of like being ready to make some plans. And when I look at the second card as the joy card, what comes forward to me is are you making choices around what makes you happy? And that's something really important too. I was working with a client last week and I said, listen, you're making all these decisions, but the question I have for you, what percent of those are making you happy? And she went, none. And I went, we got to look at some of this stuff. We got to look at it. So when we pulled back and looked at it, one of the things that happens with dissipating is sometimes we stall and delay our own happiness because we're not entirely sure that it's going to work out the way we want it. And so something that comes forward to me this week for you in a message very clearly is that when we look at this third chakra in the Western chakra, I'm really talking about the Western energies of our, I want to say, gut instinct. What's our instinct in this? If I looked at this really quickly, relaxing. This prayer card really is the fable of Cool Lemonade, where Grandpa is sitting with his grandson on the porch, sipping a lemonade and reminiscing. He's remembering, and in his own world, he's remembering that he made wise choices. He made the only choice he could make. And so one of the things I want to say to you about that is when I look at the joy card, remember what opposes exposes. So what comes forward to me is the question, are you making choices that bring you joy? And then the idea of not putting off joy and not pretending it's someday. And the other thing that comes forward is, are you really enjoying where you are? And sometimes, I've got to be honest with you, sitting there, reading a book, watching TV, an old TV show, can sometimes give me joy because it creates the stillness that prayer does. And so one of the things I'm really going to offer you this week in connecting these yellow cards is following your instinct and constantly asking yourself emotionally, how do I feel about this choice? Am I feeling a lot of joy around this? And something I want to say to you also is, if you're talking about something a lot and actually not doing it, it can be that A, it's not ready to be done, or that maybe there's something in it that you're really not wanting to do, but perhaps you're wanting to do it for someone else or to impress someone else. And that, by the way, is what the prayer card can be about as well. Am I trying to impress someone else in the choices I make? Or am I doing this for myself? And ultimately, his decision in Cool Lemonade is that it is for himself. But sometimes we have to ask those questions of, am I really making this choice? Am I making these changes? Am I doing this for myself? Or am I doing this for someone else? Now, here's the thing. That's not necessarily a bad thing when we make a choice for someone else. In other words, to move so that your child can be in a better climate. That may be a good choice. I'm talking about making a choice to move when you really are not ready to move for yourself. So take a look at your actual instinct behind the choices and say, am I doing this because it's a choice this week? And remember, as things are in reverse, there's a lot of planets still in reverse. It's a good time to really look at some of the decisions you made in this Mercury retrograde, some of the things that put you into upset, and prepare yourself and say, do I want to make these choices again, or do I want to do something different next time? So I have enjoyed playing with my Hungarian deck a little bit, and I'll pull a card just because from the full deck, and I'm just pulling it out. And the card for the week is Service. This is the card of service, and it really is about looking back on our life and saying, these were the important relationships I had. So taking that into account this week, look at the important relationships in your life this week and really send gratitude and wonderful energy to all of those people. And I am going to send you wonderful energy. Please join me coming up in Card Reading Magic. It's going to be extraordinary this season. My friend Sark interviewed me. Yes, she did. So join us, and I will see you probably next week. Have a great week, everybody. And remember, make a comment down below. I do answer. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, follow it. Just put, the little button. And I'll see you soon.